welcome back to Consumer Labs. Check this out. Apple event is coming out this Wednesday. We all know that. They're coming out with the Apple Watch 8. They might even have a Pro Edition. But you know what? I want to talk about something else that we really need to talk about. And that is the temperature sensor that might be included or implemented into the new Apple Watch. I'm going to tell you now, if they're able to do it and make it accurate, it'll be great. It really would be great. Because think about it. If you're able to have a temperature sensor on your wrist, that's amazing. Because you'll be able to do what? You'll be able to tell if you have a fever. And with all these diseases going around, infections like COVID and monkeypox and flu, and we get ready to go into flu season as well. So it'll be great. It really will be fantastic to have this feature incorporated into a watch. However, I say that with a lot of caution. And keep in mind, they might not do this, but it's a possibility out there. The thing is this. How would that look like? What would be the cost of that? How would that actually work? Will it be as accurate? Well, you know what? Let's talk about that. Let's do it. So here we go. We got this Apple Watch 7, and we know that this Apple Watch 7 can measure various things, right? On the back of the watch, we have various sensors, and these sensors could measure your heart rate or O2 levels, etc. With that being said, in order for Apple to implement a temperature sensor, it will definitely be placed on the back of the watch. The question is, what type of technology would they use? Well, they could use a contact sensor or a non-contact sensor. I have a contact sensor right here, and I have a non-contact sensor here. This one here is a thermal imaging camera. This is a small, portable, programmable one, and I use C+ language to program this. I use this because I can get a maximum, minimum, average, and various other type of temperatures with the non-contact sensor. Of course, with the contact sensor, you're only able to get one data point, and that's by literally touching the probe, and the probe gives me a reading. Pretty much like the thermometer, mouth thermometer, just say, that you put in your mouth. Whereas this sensor is more like the one that you place across your forehead when you have a temperature you get in your regular drugstore. However, I will say that this is a little bit more advanced than that one, because this one here gives you a lot more data points as far as the temperature of your body in different locations, body, objects, etc., etc. So, which sensor would they include in their watch? Well, it's going to be the contact, without a doubt. They're going to include some type of contact thermal sensor in their watch. They will not. I guarantee you, they will not include a non-contact sensor. It's just not going to happen. And the reason is because of the cost involved with this, also the power consumption. Now, with that being said, the non-contact sensor is definitely the best. It's the best way to go. You get a lot of data points from it. I mean, it's just the way to go. However, with that being said, if you're a manufacturer and you're trying to save money, then you're going to go with the contact, which just makes sense from an economic standpoint of view, and also a power consumption point of view. With that said, it really doesn't matter, because keep in mind, this watch, the Apple Watch 8, or whether or not they put into the Pro, is going to be inaccurate. The reason being is very clear. Is because you're taking the temperature at your wrist. The most accurate place to take your temperature is not at the wrist. It's usually the forehead, the mouth, the ears, underneath the armpits, etc. These are the locations that you get the most accurate reading. With that being said, Apple is going to try out their new temperature sensor. If they do, not as a medical device, definitely not like that. They're going to need a lot of software to correct the errors, the inaccuracy of the watch. So they're going to probably promote it as just give you a general fitness ideal of where you at, what your ranges are, things like that. I can see them doing with the watch, but pretty much nothing else. So here's my thing. I would look at this as pretty much more gimmicky than pretty much anything else. I mean, it's going to be gimmicky. If they do, by the way, the event is September 7th. We talking about is 2022. If they do it, I see it as being gimmicky because it's not really effective. It's just kind of, keep in mind, last year and actually all the prior couple of years, Apple been touting their watch as what? A health device. Well, if you're going to be a health device, you really want to be as accurate as possible. A lot of your numbers, your data should be, accurate because other than that, to me, it's just a gimmick device. That's it. And if you look at my past video, I talk about how glucose monitoring will not come to the Apple Watch. I had some people going back and forth with me with that. I'm telling you right now, it's just not going to happen. It just, we talked about that before we went into detail. Take a look at the video. We talked about the chemical makeup and how it works. So with that being said, I see Apple trying to find a way into the health market. But the truth of the matter is this, and I just want you to hear this out really clearly. A watch is going to be very, very limited in how much it can do. Eventually, if Apple really, truly want to dive into a watch or technology, a health watch, a health device, they're going to have a device that's separate from the watch in order to get correct, accurate readings so you could really make a big dent in the health field. And that's just the way it's going to have to be. Until that time happen, don't expect the Apple Watch to include any type of new sensors that's going to really be truly medical beneficial to you. Anything that's coming down the pipeline, so far as I can see, and all the technology that's out there, it's just either, I don't know, clickbaiting or, just wishful thinking. With that being said, this is Consumer Labs. You know what? We'll talk again.